So today's session is about um, understanding variables used in Python programming in Pictoblox environment. I hope you all have got your laptop or Pictoblox with web application in order to do this program. Right. Let me just share my screen first.
Hello, sir.
I hope my screen is visible to you all. Okay. So we shall go ahead. Understanding variables using Python. So far in our previous sessions, we have gone through with the block-based coding. So just the previous session, we had an introduction to Python programming. So this time we will be having this understanding variables using Python. So what are the topics that will be covered in this session is, just a moment. So what are the sessions that will be covered in the session is introduction to variables, and then what are the different types of operators, like what are operators, and there will be three activities: additional bot, then multiplication bot, and area calculation. Right. So introduction to variables and operators. What are variables and operators? Let's say when we take variables, as we know in block coding as well. So these variables are used in a programming in order to temporarily store a data or information that can be used throughout the program. So they are a temporary storage area. They allow the programmers to reuse the data and manipulate it different ways without having to recreate the data every time that is needed. So once it is fixed on the initialized stage, we can use it any number of times in a program. Variables in a program must be given unique names to act as identifiers. Duplicate names are not allowed in programming, making it easier to call variables and understand their context. Some rules are for naming a variable are as follows. So variable names should start with a letter or a underscore, but not a number or a special character. So this is the first rule that it has to follow. Only letters, numbers, and underscores should be used in variable names, and no spaces or special characters are allowed. So only these things are allowed. So only these things are allowed: letters, numbers, and underscores. Variable names should be descriptive and meaningful, such as using number of students instead of X. Let's say if we put as X, we will not be able to understand what is the exact variable used for. So we have to give it in a descriptive and meaningful way. And the variable names should be short but descriptive, within a length of 1 to 2 words or up to 20 characters based on the letters or the signs. Variable names can be written in camel case or snake case format. Variable names should not be same as keywords or reserved words in the programming language being used. So it should not be same as the characters that is already used inside the program. What are the common data types that we can use in a programming language? So we have different types of common data types, one of which is integer. So integers are the whole numbers, like positive, negative, or zero with no decimal points. That is an integer. But when it comes to float, these floats are numbers that have a decimal point or a fractional part. So that can be added with points as well. Boolean. Booleans are only two possible values, that is like true or false. They are often used for comparison and control flow statements. For example, whether a condition is true or false. when we put on a condition. String, str. Strings are sequence of characters enclosed in quotes, either single or double quotes. They can contain letters, numbers, or special characters. So these strings are something that we will have it in a double quotes. So whatever put inside this will directly come as a output. List. Lists are ordered collection of values separated by commas and enclosed in square brackets. They can hold values of any data type, whereas tuple are similar to list but are immutable, meaning their values cannot be just a moment, cannot be changed after they are like created. So once it is created, we will not be able to change with their values. Dictionary, we call it as dict, D-I-C-T. Dictionaries are unordered collections of key value pairs enclosed in curly braces. They are used to store and access data using keys. So we will use the keys in order to get with the data. Set. Sets are unordered collections of unique values enclosed in curly braces. They are often used for mathematical operations such as union, intersection, and differences. So these are the different data types that are used inside a programming. Operators are special symbols that represent computation. So for example, they are applied to operands which can be values or variables. The same operator can behave differently on different data types. These values and variables, when used with an operator, are called as operands. So as you can see over here, like we have different types of description. One is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, integer division, remainder module, and also the exponential. So we have set of examples as well. And what is the symbol used for the same? For example, for addition, we are using the plus sign. Print 60 plus 40 is equal to 100. But if in case, if we are putting it inside the quotations, double quotations, it will act for the string. So good plus day is equal to good day. And subtraction. Subtraction, print 60 minus 40, 20. But here we cannot use the string values. For example, text values we cannot use here because we cannot add it or subtract it. Print 30 minus 90, so minus 60. Multiplication, print 50 into 4, so 200. So this is a integer value, whereas here it is a string value, but multiplication is possible where it can multiply how many times it is required. For example, good in a string into 3 times gives good, good, good. And similarly for division, we have divide, but here also we will not be able to use with the strings. We will get with the decimal values. And that is like float values. Integer division, 9 by 2 is equal to 4. So 4 is the maximum time it can just go with. And 401 by 2, it will go up to maximum 200. Remainder or modulo. So 24 percentage divided by 5, this is the remainder. So for example, 5 fours are 20, the 4 will be there. So that 4 is the remainder. Similarly, 13 remainder module divided by 2, that is equal to 1. So 2 into 6 are 12. So the remainder is 1. So that is the remainder. And exponential, 3 exponential 2, that is 9. So 3 threes are 9. Then when it comes to like 3, 4 fours are 16, 16 fours are 64. So this is the exponential operator. So now we can do with the activity addition bot. Let us create an addition bot to calculate the sum of two numbers in Python. So how can we do this operation? So first we have to open our Pictoblox environment and we have to choose the Python coding environment. And then in the interface, you will be able to find the scripting area. In the scripting area, you will be able to code this same program in the same. So here we will create an addition calculator where we will add two numbers given by the user. First, let us initialize the two variables where the user input numbers will be stored. The input functions helps in receiving and storing the user entered numbers into the variable x. Okay, so x is equal to int. So what is the data type that we are going to use is int. So we are putting as int. Inside the brackets, we are putting it as input. So input has to be taken from the user. So for that, we are using the input and brackets. Then inside the string, what needs to be come on the terminal. Enter your first number, colon, close the brackets and close it. Once this is done, it will be like showing as you can see here. Enter your first number, colon, and then whatever the number we type, it will enter us, let's say, for example, 40. The int function converts the string input alphanumerical into numerical form integer. Y is equal to int, just a moment, int input, enter your second number, colon brackets. So now we will be able to calculate the sum. Sum is equal to xy. Here we will print the sum, print the sum of the two numbers is comma sum. So whatever the values are, that will be like given over here. As you can see over here, enter your first number, the number entered first is the 40. Enter your second number, the second number entered is like 50. The sum of the two numbers is 90. So this is how the code will be like displayed over the screen in your terminal screen. So this will be the user area where the user can drop the inputs and get with the outputs. So it is an interactive environment as well. So here, this is the code. These are called as comments. So whatever here we had it as hashtags is called as comments. So this will not be executed inside a code. The other sets of lines will be executed for the program. So you can follow these steps in order to execute the addition operation. That is the addition bot. I request all teachers to open your Pictoblox environment, follow the Python programming, and do this code and get the output. If you have any doubts, you can drop in the chat box, or even you can open your voice and you can just tell. Great. Good morning, all. So here we go. We have few minutes. Whoever using like mobile, for example, you can also like do using the pictoblox.ai. You can go through the web and there you will be able to find the Python environment. You're not able to see the screen, just a moment. Now is it visible? No issues, ma'am. I'll just do one thing. I'll drop the same code over the like chat box. Just give me a moment. Mm, Here we go. I have shared the code in the chat box. You can have that as a reference in order to do it in your program. I would request you type it out on your Pictoblox environment rather than copying so that you can have a live experience of how to have a variable and how to have the int as a data type first and then the input and then the string value to be displayed and what is the operation that we are going to add. For example, sum is equal to x plus y and then printing the output. So all this you can just type it out so you can have a live experience. I hope that was helpful. Once done, please let me know. Once you are done with this code, please let me know so I can just take it forward to the multiplication bot. Great, man. So shall we go ahead with the multiplication bot? Is anyone else still doing with this addition bot? So we shall start the multiplication bot by 10:55. Will that be okay? Okay. And also, I request all teachers today to stay on the call till 11:30. Um, Once after I can complete this class, we'll have a short discussion. Just give me a moment, Jyoti ma'am. Access equal to 10. Input. Enter your first number. Okay. Colon. Close. Okay. Okay. Is equal to print. Input. Uh, Enter your second number. Okay. Is equal to this one. Yes. Print the sum of two numbers. Okay. Yeah, ma'am. Have you executed with this code? Jyoti Shekhar Kelly, ma'am. Great. Okay, just to confirm, have you like completed with your addition bot, everyone? If you can come on mic for 1 minute or just a second, just to confirm whether it is done, so we can go ahead with the other sessions. Okay, so here we go for the additional bot. Let's write the code to make multiplication bot using Pictoblox. So the same that we have done for the addition bot, here there will be a small difference. So as you can see here, instead of x, we have done time to answer. Okay, ma'am. Fine. You can see in the terminal whether you are getting the output. You will be having this question like this, as you can see over here. Enter your first number. It will come in the terminal. Please check in the terminal tab whether if it is coming. If it is coming, you can just enter the number. Okay. Yes. So multiplication got taking two numbers from the user, just like the way we did before. Int stands for integer data type. Okay. Num1. The previous time we created only with the x variable and y variable. Here we have a num1 and num2. Okay. Make sure the numbers or special characters like comes after the this letters num1, num2 is equal to int input the first number, and then num2 is equal to int input the second number. Okay. So once this is done, we have this command like multiply them. Mul is equal to, that is multiply is equal to num1 into num2. So once we put these two, print this you can see like a flower brackets multiplied by flower brackets is equal to uh, flower brackets. So this is specifically used where we have to set the values inside these flower brackets. For example, you can see dot format num1. So this num1 will come over this first flower bracket, and this num2 will come on the second flower bracket, and this mul will come on the third flower brackets. So that this is the specific format that we will be using for printing three different variables inside a printing operation. Okay. Now, is the screen visible to all? I'm sharing this multiplication code again in the chat box. You can have this for reference. Oh, great, great, great. So, so far we have completed our addition bot and the multiplication bot. Still, if someone has to complete the program, we'll have 2 more minutes. By 11 to, we will go with the next program. Or if you need a few more minutes, please let me know in the chat box. So, Great. So how many of you have completed this program? Shall we move ahead? So the next we have is the area calculator. I hope everyone has completed your program over here. Okay. I'm moving to the next program, area calculator. So far, we have done with the basic operations like addition and multiplication. So in this specific activity, we are going to calculate the area. Let us create a code in Python using the variables and operators as defined earlier to calculate the area of a rectangle. So now we are going to use the sprite where we can show the outputs in the using sprites itself. So first, we are having a sprite variable. We are creating sprite is equal to, we are just calling them like a sprite Toby, sprite Toby that has to be in quotations. Length is equal to 0, breadth is equal to 0 initially. Then sprite dot input, enter the length of the rectangle. So first we are taking the um, length of the rectangle. Length is equal to int sprite answer. So that will be dropped inside sprite answer. Then sprite dot input, enter the breadth of the rectangle. So what is the breadth of the rectangle? That we can just put the input inside. So this breadth is equal to int value, which is sprite dot answer. Area is equal to uh, length into breadth. Sprite dot say the area of the rectangle is 2. For 2 seconds, it will say the sprite says area. What is the area so far calculated? That area will be like set by the sprite. So this is the code for area calculator. So we are calculating the area of the rectangle. So in this case, this is area of rectangle. If in case of like circle, what we have to add based on the formula, so that we will drop inside the program. So far in this specific program, we are calculating the area of the rectangle using the length and breadth of the rectangle. So here we are using the sensing options like the answer part. So sprite dot input, enter the length of the rectangle. So this length is equal to end sprite dot answer. So the similar way for the breadth as well. Please do complete this code. Do run it on your Pictoblox environment. Once you get with the output, you can also like share your outputs over here if possible. Do you want me to share this code over the chat box for a reference if anyone not able to see the screen? Okay, I'll drop it anyway for your reference. I have dropped it in the chat box. You can have the code for reference. So far, we have done 3 activities. One is addition word, then multiplication word, and the final one, area calculator. I hope you have got an insight of how we can do the Python programming with the help of like variables and operators, right? Either via basic Python or via the Python used in like Pictoblox. So this is how it is made with the help of sprites palette. Ma'am, it is just like we are inputting it as like numbers. Okay. So the length is equal to like initially it is zero, breadth is equal to zero. Whenever we are creating a variable, it has to initialize with some inputs. So that is why we are putting it as like zero, or else we cannot like introduce a variable inside a program. So in order to do the same, ma'am. Or what happens is like, for example, let's say this. The time that I add this length and breadth, I'm creating this two variables, length and breadth. I have created as like a, 0 comma 0. Okay, if I'm not initializing this, you are running the program length and breadth. So those values will be there in the length and breadth. So when you are like not giving the inputs properly, it will take the previous breadth output or the previous length output. So that is why initializing it with length is equal to 0, breadth is equal to 0 each time the program is run. I hope the doubt is clear on the same. Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else facing any difficulty? Or if you have any doubts, please come on mic, or you can also put it on the chat box. So you will get a final output like this. Okay, great. Hmm. So I hope the session was useful. Um, with all the completion of like three activities. I hope everyone has like opened your Pictoblox and done the same codings as well and got the desired outputs. If you have any doubts, you can just drop it in the chat box. Done. Great. So here we go. Just give me a moment. Am I audible? I'm sorry, I was on mute. So just give me a moment. If someone has some question in the chat box. So please, first program once again from German show. Okay, so for some pieces, for some code, and then some pieces we are getting that. Okay. And for some pieces you are getting and some pieces you are not getting. Jyoti Agili, ma'am, if you can just like show me which system you are not getting the output, so I can just help you out. Whether if there is any like small changes in codes or where you are like entering it, just to confirm from the site. And also, Jyoti Shekhar, ma'am, I'll just run the first program. You mean the addition bot, right? Jyoti Shekhar, ma'am? Yes. Okay, just give me a moment. Okay, just give me a moment. Let me just, okay, we have asked for addition bot. Let me open the addition bot first. Just give me a moment. Let me just open the same code. Why am I not able to do it? Try this new code. Why true here, sir? What is true here? I couldn't get you. Area is equal to I couldn't get you, Sarojini General ma'am, uh, what you have mentioned.
Uh, Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
Sir, in the output, what you are saying now that the area of the rectangle is uh,
Uh,
double quotes, comma, 2 you have specified over there.
yeah, that
What
is the
does the 2
seconds.
mean here?
Seconds. How many seconds it has to say that
Okay.
line. If you keep it
Okay,
as 5, it will say for 5 seconds and then it will say the area.
okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, Anushka ma'am. I'll just use those two codings. Just give me a minute. Some, okay, just please wait. Share screen right away. Pictoblox. Share. So I hope my screen is visible to you all. So here you can see like once I click on the run, enter your first number, uh, 10, enter your second number, 20. The sum of the two numbers is 30. Is there like a screen visible to you all? Hello? Yes. So this is the first addition bot program. Okay. Um, were you facing any like difficulties in this program? Okay. Let me also like do the multiplication bot as well as you asked for the same. Okay. So this is for the multiplication part. 10, 20. 10 multiplied by 20 is equal to 200. If you want to do it like fresh, I think the first number 10, second number 15. 10 multiplied by 15 is equal to 150. Is that okay? Yes, I've got it. Okay. Okay then. Any other doubts? Do you have any other doubts apart from this? No, sir. Okay. Mm. Okay. Is it done? Actually, I just did this in the stage, so that is why it is showing us like invalid unescaped character. So if I do this on Toby, it will show the right answer. Okay. Any doubts apart from this? No, sir. Okay. So, Pooja ma'am, are you available?
Yes, Ashish.
Just give me a moment.
Yeah, yeah.